Here on Unpopular Kids, we'd show a trailer, but we'd probably spoil everything, so just watch the actual episode. Cool. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Unpopular Kids, where we talk about things and give our unpopular opinions because we're cool. The irony in that sentence is amazing.
One of those statements is true.
I'm the Jovenshire. Thank you so much for watching or listening. To my left, I missed you.
Hi,
Nicole.
No, again. No, I'm back. Yay.
We specifically made
Missed
sure that you
energy.
weren't here.
Missed that energy.
We made sure to make that you weren't here for the Geek Down episode where we watched ourselves from 5 years ago. I didn't need you to see that.
Yeah,
okay,
it's
no
the
one
best.
saw that.
I didn't
It's
know.
all right.
I knew you 5 years ago, so.
It was not good then. I'm sorry.
Nope.
And then we've got Matt Raub!
Cats.
And there's a cat.
And it's a cat.
There's a cat. There's always a cat.
turn down.
Malik, did you know that Matt Raub does Catchful Fridays?
Yeah, man.
I did not.
Yeah, man. Every
Yeah.
Friday.
Cat
True.
also
For
every
2 years, every Friday, cat shirt or cat apparel.
I was gonna say, do you have cat underwear?
I don't have cat under. I have a
You're
cat
slacking.
Christmas
plug.
You're slacking. dude.
That's apparel.
On that note, hey, we've got our buddies from Nerdist here. Dan, we've had before, and we have Malik.
pass on Dan. Yeah, we had it.
I want to make sure we have the order of the lower third, so I don't want to throw off our guy in the booth. So here's Malik from Nerdist and Dan from Nerdist.
They don't have last names. You're like Madonna, but two of you.
And
Yeah,
Cher.
it's
And
actually from Nerdist. They changed it at Ellis Island.
Oh, that sounds sweet. It's
Oh,
from
I got that
Nerdist.
list.
Nervous, yeah, we're brothers actually.
Yeah.
Dan, I know recently we saw each other at the Star Wars Force Awakens junket.
Yes,
that was very nice.
That was
That's
a great
the shirt
day.
that you're wearing.
Yeah, I got to screen print this there. It was like summer camp for nerds.
I think before you leave, we might have to show you our little preview, behind the closed doors of the studio.
His
the video
awkward
that's going
interview
up.
with
It's
Harrison
funny.
Ford.
It's funny.
Which was awkward. and
He
uncomfortable.
was awkward with everyone,
You know,
I will say.
It looked like
Joshua,
he was trying.
yeah, he usually
Oh yeah,
is.
everyone. I can hear. It's very awkward. Malik,
burn.
over at Nerdist, you talk a lot about video games.
Video games, that's
What
my
else are you
jam.
doing these days?
Video games.
I love it. I love
my
it.
jam.
And he also does DLC.
DLC.
Yeah. I do DLC sometimes.
Some
yeah.
things
Maybe
such
if
as
it's
When it
playing an
doesn't
EA
cost
game.
when it doesn't cost $50, for the
So
DLC,
no
I'll
season
do it.
passes. Cool,
No.
that's fair.
Yeah, no season passes.
are you playing these days?
Depends. Right now, Fallout 4.
Right? How many hours in?
Two.
It's switched
man.
over to
My entire
days.
life.
Yeah.
I think I've gone into years now.
Yeah, I do like in the save files, it does track by when you hit 24 hours, it says 1 day.
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
I will know exactly how much of my life I wasted by the time I'm 1 day done
Wasted
playing
is
this game.
unfair.
Yeah, when I last checked
Wastelanded.
Yeah, there you go.
Wasteland.
There you
when
go.
I last checked it, it was 4 days.
Oh, damn. I'm at 2 days.
Oh,
2
yeah?
days, like 2 hours or something.
Malik
Okay,
hasn't
okay.
left Sanctuary yet.
I haven't. I've just been crafting meals.
I'm going to build a
There
great
are a
mansion.
lot of bowls to take from there, though.
Yeah.
to be
Oh, yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
Plates,
Gonna tear down
some
mailboxes.
cans. Yeah.
My junk has to go to something, okay? All that looting for nothing.
But big shout out to you guys at the Nerdist for stopping by. Thank you, Dan, for not hating us enough the first time to come back
no,
to
I love you
subject
guys.
yourself
That
Or
to some
warning
more.
him about
We have
what
shotguns
it's
just
for.
on the outside of each camera that's pointed directly at Dan.
I am saying this of my own free will.
Now hold up a newspaper. This is good.
Have you led me into a trap? I'm like the Falcon to your. I'm the Falcon to his Captain America.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Drag me
I like
into
that.
something.
Why can't it be the other way around, though? I don't understand.
Actually, technically, canonically, it would be now.
That's true.
I'm an old man.
So we will be talking about a bunch of trailers today, but Dan, Malik, just to give you a heads up, we like to start with the cool segment called Lightning Round.
And Dan's deaf.
By Zeus's guitar, I hear
Let's
nothing.
just assume any video that plays, let's knock it down 70% on volume. Lightning Round is exactly what it would be anywhere else, but we're different because we like to do it first. I pulled a bunch of questions. By I mean it was actually Matt Raub. He does a lot of the work on the show. Hey guys, big
I
round
don't
of
do
applause
anything.
for Matt Raub.
I don't, yeah.
Hey.
Applaud me. Applaud me. Yes. Louder.
So he pulled a bunch of questions.
Quack, 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 quack.
Where's that reboot?
Yeah. Where's the mighty
That's
Tux
gotta
2?
be. There's a few screenplays
doesn't
on
make
someone's
sense.
desk.
What do you mean it doesn't make sense? It's a young boys playing hockey. Well,
But- and
a
it turns
Sheen
into a-
watches them from the distance.
20
World
years later,
cinema-
Goldberg's son must save the day.
I'm in.
I'd watch the hell out of it.
So I have all these questions. Some were pulled from Twitter, some were pulled from YouTube. As long as you use the hashtag Unpopular Kids, we're gonna find it. So please send us questions, send us segments, send us things to talk about. Send
We
us
will
things that
find
wanna,
you.
We
got a
will.
special
find
set
I
of
will
skills.
kill you.
So we're gonna go in order here. Dan, this one is for you first from
All right.
Chris FLitZ on YouTube.
Thanks, Chris.
Who do you think will be cast as young Han Solo in the upcoming 2017 movie?
All right, my top choice to play Han Solo is Anthony Ingruber, who actually played a young Harrison Ford and does a spot-on impression. He did in Age of Adeline, does a fantastic Harrison Ford impression. Realistically, I don't know, they found over 2,500 people they've auditioned for.
Donald Glover.
Taron Egerton. Yeah, Donald Glover is Han Morales.
Taron Egerton of Kingsman.
Of Kingsman and the Secret Service. I think he'd be a strong choice. Otherwise, Anthony Ingruber is my top pick.
What else has he been in? I don't know.
I don't know off the top of my head, but seriously, look it up. Look up Anthony Ingruber Harrison Ford impression. It
Okay.
is
Which Harrison
scary
Ford
good.
does he do? Does he do 70-year-old Harrison Ford or 30-year-old Harrison Ford?
He does young, handsome, formerly a carpenter, but now a scruffy-looking nerf herder.
I like that. I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Good answer. Malik, for you, we have from @DJTodd13 on Twitter, thoughts on new MKX Combat Pack. Do you prefer guest characters or original Mortal Kombat characters? Why?
I prefer original Mortal Kombat characters because I'm a Mortal Kombat fan, and I believe they have so many characters throughout the history of this franchise. People get excited when they bring back the old ones. For instance, they brought back Baraka.
Obama.
And he looks like an alien now. He doesn't look like.
Yeah, the design on him's a little off.
a little off,
He's
but-
there. It's him. It's got the moves.
Right. But that got me pumped. I was like, yes, Baraka's back. And then they introduced Leatherface, and I was just kind of like, what the fuck?
Oh, but it's great. He's all fat, and it's just, I think it's funny.
No, see, here's the thing. When I get Baraka, I'm like, yes, Baraka. Oh, that's right. I love all of Mortal Kombat. But when I get Leatherface, I'm like, cool, I'll play this for 10 minutes.
Yeah. It's just like a throwaway.
They
you know,
just
like-
need, I think
also-
they're slowly getting to a place where they just create a horror
Yeah,
lineup.
if that's not the next one, I'm
well,
gonna be disappointed.
I'd rather just have a horror movie fighter as opposed to like
Aren't they
just,
working
like
on
jamming them
something
in
along
there.
those lines?
I
Like
think
Kickstarter?
There's
There has
a
to be an indie
there's
game
Terror
or,
Dome is their
that's
like
what
it's
it
kind of
is.
their Mortal Kombat 1 style side-scrolling fighter, which has like Ash and Chucky and stuff.
There's a Friday the 13th game on Kickstarter as well.
Right, yes,
Right,
which got
yes.
funded.
Yeah.
They got
Yeah,
funded,
but I think
yeah.
that's more of like a first-person
First-person
horror
shooter.
Yeah,
game. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
It's gonna be
every
Left 4
time-
Dead in the camp.
Every time there's a new character from Mortal Kombat, regardless of where that character comes from, they could make it up, and it could be like Stick Figure Man. Like it's gonna get a ton of press.
Love Stick
It's gonna
Figure
get
Man.
featured on the Xbox dashboard, the
Right.
PS4 dashboard. Like it's smart for them to keep releasing things because then we'll keep talking about it.
It reminds me of in Super Smash Brothers, like we've seen a bunch of the Nintendo characters, but now anytime they release a character that's not Nintendo, we're like, oh my god,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
get Cloud Strife in Super amazing.
So-
but now with like WB, it's like, oh WB, I see you own horror. So
Yeah, they're
you
just
put it in
throwing in their own
game.
properties. I would have rather seen like a Chucky,
the
though, like you said.
Tyrannosaurus Rex from Jurassic Park in Mortal Kombat.
I'm just into the idea. I love that WB is actually like sticking with their games and you both have kind of worked in the behind the scenes of games. Like, isn't it usually like a 6-month rule after release? It's like, okay, we could do DLC up to 6 months, but beyond that, unless there's a big thing we're gonna do, it's not gonna be the case.
Time to move on to the next thing.
Right, but I
Yeah.
mean, Arkham Knight has had consistent monthly decent DLC
Yeah,
for
that's
a
true.
year now.
I think it's partially now if the sales warrant like
Right.
Right.
continuing that department.
Otherwise, the budget has to be there before they start
Right.
developing.
And I think
they
a lot of
know what
games-
the plan's going to be ahead of time.
Right, and I think a lot of games are just following that model now where they release a little bit less at
Yeah.
launch and then they slowly,
Yeah.
unravel out the rest of their
I think it
content.
works. And everyone knocks it, but I'm still halfway through Lego Dimensions, which is a fun game. The fact that you could have GLaDOS and HAL 2000 have a fight, it's awesome.
Yeah,
It's
Lego
nonsense.
It's like my
Nice.
fan fiction came to
Yeah,
life.
it really is. But they're doing it the right way also, where they're
Almost.
releasing, it's a toy-based thing, but they're releasing these toys every like 6 months or so, right? The Ghostbusters pack is hitting in April. They're going to have Doc Brown, stuff like that. I think it's smart. I think
And
it's
it
great.
prevents selling video games and buying used copies, which is
Right.
a huge
Right.
hurt for game
That's
developers
true.
and publishers.
But at the same time, I feel like I had a point and then I started talking and then immediately forgot it when I saw the next question.
That's a transition.
At
Yeah.
Pokemon Madness 1996. If they made a live-action Pokemon movie,
This
of
is for
course
Nicole,
this is
by
for
the way.
Nicole,
Right, it's a Pokemon
I know.
question,
If
sure.
they made a live-action Pokemon movie based on the Pokemon Adventures manga, who would you want to star and
Manga?
direct?
God, I have no idea.
Great.
I think it would be
Good
difficult
answer.
to, because I'd almost want them to be cast much younger as people who you haven't heard of, but at the same time, like 13, 14, how old I imagine those characters being, but to have them wandering the world on their own, that makes no sense for us. So I feel like they'd have to be like 16, 17 years old, and then that's a long way of saying, screw it, Zac Efron.
Yeah.
And then he does like this.
And he turns the cap around and he
Yeah.
becomes badass.
Chandler Riggs is Ash.
Where's that Funny or Die
Coral,
sketch?
stay out of the tall grass.
There's a Pokemon. Is there a coral Pokemon? A Coralosa Pokemon.
Coralosa.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Imperator Coralosa.
Sure.
Isn't that a spell from Harry Potter?
Yes.
There we go. Next question for Matt Robb.
This is me now.
This is from Gaming Boy on YouTube.
Hey,
if you
Gaming
could
Boy.
be in a relationship with any video game character from
Aren't you glad you didn't get this
from
question? Aren't you
2000
glad?
I have a
to
lot
current.
of answers.
Who
I
would
have
it be
so
and why?
many answers.
2000 to
2000
to Sonic. Oh, he'd finish too quick. I honestly think
Lots of pixels out there, man.
Shang Tsung, because he could be anybody I want. Ooh, Kirby, for other reasons.
Yeah, he's got a good hat selection.
yeah.
But Kirby's a spitter, dude. Is that what you
Not
want?
always. Not if you go down. Wait, that works too. I have a girlfriend. I love her. No, but I don't know. It's just a random question. I think Shang Tsung could be anybody. It could be Sonya. He could be Sonya. He could be Shigoro.
That's the best line ever. But Shang Tsung in his normal form is an old man.
Yeah.
That's all right.
So at the end of the day, when you're in cuddle mode, he's gonna go back to
We've all dated somebody who deep down inside is an old man.
True.
Right? Just wants to go to bed at 8, just have some soup and watch Jag. We've all done it.
We've all done that Jag soup date.
Oh my god. All right.
Jag and chill.
That's
It's
some
my
high
favorite
gazpacho.
Guys, next question. Back to Dan from @OscarNacho. Will the Justice League movies be as successful as the cinematic Avengers franchise? Why or why not?
Out of the gate, no, they will not be as successful as the Avengers franchise because Marvel has taken their time over the past decade or so to carefully construct a universe that interlocks and interconnects. They've laid down the pieces. So what WB and DC are trying to do is playing catch up, and to do so, they're skipping a couple of steps. So I think eventually they will be on par, but I don't think they'll be able to sort of reach those same heights because even though we love these characters like Superman, Batman, The Flash, Wonder Woman, the problem is they are not taking the time to build them up over the course of multiple movies the same way that they did with Marvel, where you fell in love with these characters. That way when they came together, it felt like an event.
I think that it only took them, like, they spent so much time on each movie, but Marvel knew from very early on what they want to do in the long run. Now, no one has said that WB and DC haven't since, like, let's say Iron Man 2 been like, we have to do this. All right, well, let's pencil out what's going to happen.
They've
Let's
been
really start
trying
the
since
process.
1987. They just haven't had one thought. Like,
Right.
let's make it a Prince music video. That
They
didn't
might-
work. Let's make it a toy movie.
They might have known, but the problem is their approach was so scattershot. While Marvel was starting to do this, they were still in the middle of a Batman franchise. They were still trying to relaunch Green Lantern. They were trying to do too many things, and then they sort of balk and don't stick with their guns, so they keep hitting the reset button. That pushes their timeline back, so it makes it look like, from the consumer's perspective, that they don't know what they're doing.
So it gets the bar so low that when we walk in, we just have our minds blown.
Oh, yeah. Batman v
Like with
Superman, Dawn
Superman.
of Justice will be this generation's Citizen Kane. Mark
Easily.
it down.
Smartest answer. Thank you, Dan. Now for Malik, we have from @LateGodsGlen.
Hey.
Movies based on video games always fail. Always fail. Is there any game that you can actually make that would be? Is there any game that can actually make a decent movie?
Yeah, there's tons of them. Sonic the Hedgehog, yeah. Oh, yeah. His demise.
Call Jaleel.
That would
Get
be
him back.
That would be a sad story about the demise of a superstar, basically. Sonic
man.
rise from fame down. Anyways, I would probably go with The Last of Us. That's a great game.
Which is not in production for a movie. Right
It is in production for
It
a
is in
movie.
production
for a
And
movie.
they actually have Neil Drucker, the game
Nice.
writer and director, who I think he's the director.
Is
yeah,
it-
Yeah,
director.
Is it
he's,
an adaptation
he's
or
writing
a
the
sequel?
script. It's an adaptation.
Adaptation. Yeah.
Which I feel like you just basically play the game and like that. We're
Pretty
doing
much.
that. Yeah.
Right.
But I feel like there's different connective tissue they can put
Right.
in
It's
there.
an 8-hour game. You need let's say a 2-hour movie. Give me 2:15, please. I'll be happy.
Yeah, but just the premise of the game, like, you
Yeah,
know.
that's a
and-
world that's interesting and fascinating.
Right. How the virus spread, you know, what it came from. It was basically cordyceps and it jumped to humans. I mean, that's intriguing in itself.
Yeah,
I think it'll make it great.
I always say, like, if there's going to be a zombie apocalypse, it would look like that.
It
Right,
would
right.
be look like that.
It
He
would
says
look
that
like
all
that,
the
yeah.
time.
I do
Yeah.
want to say one thing, though. There has been a
grammar is
very
bad.
good movie video game. There has been one.
Resident Evil 4.
No, Riddick.
What?
Escape from Butcher
Oh.
Bay.
Really?
Not based directly off a movie,
But
Okay.
but based on.
Wait, the
Rick.
game based on
The
the, movie,
game.
not the movie based on the game.
No. The game based on the movie.
Okay.
The
okay.
best video game movie is The Wizard. No, it's Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
that-
another game based on a movie that was really good was the Wolverine game.
Yeah.
That
Oh
one.
yeah.
That was
yeah,
a
yeah.
really good game.
King Kong.
That
King
was
Kong.
ex-
4 hours
no,
of greatness.
That the Spider-Man 2 game.
Oh, hands
Oh, yeah.
down.
That was like a game changer
No,
in terms
that
of
was
what I would
only
expect.
good
Granddaddy
to
of Spider-Man
swing
games.
around town.
No,
I was
screw you, that
rescuing.
game
was
I
amazing.
was
That game was
rescuing
great.
balloons.
But that was the first time you could swing around
Yeah.
town as
And
Spider-Man.
rescue balloons.
Yeah.
It was
Then
a
you could
good
go to the
game.
ground.
very
You could never do that
fragile.
before.
And you have Bruce Campbell's voice in your ear the whole time. It's great.
Yeah,
It's
you
great.
Even be Stanley at one point in time. Next question. This one we're back to Nicole from @Rux the Powerful. What do you think about the next Mass Effect game only taking place in the Andromeda Galaxy?
That's the Kevin Sorbo one, right?
Yeah.
Disappointed.
Yeah. I think it could be. I'm less concerned with where it's taking place because it's space travel. Anything can happen. Anything can open up within that world.
Anything can happen
Yeah. When you're part of like a space team.
when you're part of a space
No,
team.
but my bigger concern would be if this is going to be because they haven't announced like where this exists in the narrative yet, and like I really don't want a prequel. I don't want because it seems so lazy to me to start this story before all this amazing stuff happened. But it seems so challenging to make a game that takes place after it because everyone ended their game so differently. So I don't really care if it takes place in the Andromeda Galaxy. I don't care what galaxy it tastes like. I mean,
It
tastes
tastes
like.
like.
I don't care.
It tastes like a
I don't
Milky
care what
Way.
it tastes like
Milky Way,
either.
maybe?
Yeah,
This is my
yeah,
favorite candy on the Citadel.
It tastes like chicken.
I mean, it's space. It's going to be dark, and there's going to be stars, there's going to be spaceships.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. I'm more concerned with where this takes place in the narrative. Because
Yeah.
it just
That-
seems so dumb to go
Takes
back.
place in Marauder Shield's mind, right as he's running towards Shepard to save the
The
galaxy.
final boss. The
Yeah.
final boss.
That galaxy's large enough though that you can have a bunch of planets. The mass relays were destroyed, but you can still fly from planet to
Or
planet.
fix them. Like, it's a made-up universe. Like, they can do whatever they
Nah,
want.
if you're gonna destroy them, like
You
stick to
could
your
create
guns.
them once.
No, you got to put in a work order. You got to wait a couple of weeks.
It's gonna be a
Yeah.
big project. I'm
We
gonna
don't
get
know
some
how
other guys
long
on this one.
it's been. I don't know. I would hate to see it be like thousands of years before Shepard and all that work you did. There was a who
Yeah.
cares?
And this is the canon ending.
Next question from Jordan Johnson on YouTube.
Jordan.
Matt Raub.
I don't know that.
Do you like the direction they are taking with Stephen Amell's Arrow, or would you prefer him to be more like the comics? Keeping in mind this week's episode was pretty good.
Pretty dang good.
Yeah, it was good. I'm good with it. I think it's good so far. I feel like it's evolved since they realized how light they could be with Flash. Now that it doesn't need to be like he doesn't need to be gruffy all the time and
Sad wigs.
I've got secrets. It could be a lot better now. I think
Killer
it's
dreidels. Come on.
Killer. Okay,
Come on.
a trickster episode is bound to be nuts.
Okay.
But I think it's good. I think that I would love for him to be outed as Oliver Queen. I feel like that's one thing that none of the shows will
I
ever
thought they
do.
were working up to it pretty.
I don't think they're gonna do it.
Yeah,
Well,
not
they've done
anymore.
it so many times within this universe.
Yeah.
He's Oliver Queen's the Arrow. Oh, just kidding. And like that's happened like twice.
Who, me?
I was gonna
In
say,
the
I
last
think
season
before.
and in the first season.
So our quick aside, our one of the guys who edits the recaps of Arrow for us is this guy, our music editor Matt Grossinger,
yeah.
awesome dude. But he does not watch the show, so he's like, "What is this about?" As far as I can tell, it's just a bunch of people running for mayor.
It is.
Yeah,
That's exactly the
pretty
show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who wants
I
to be
like
the mayor?
that.
Just an elaborate mayoral race.
With masks
Yeah.
and arrows. I like that.
Politics should be.
Exactly. Masks and arrows. Yeah. No. I'm to answer your question. I'm into it. I think it's fine.
So
I do wish that he would. The problem is that show just falls into the same CW trope that has gone as far back as Smallville and Dawson's Creek, which is like, you have a secret, I'll find out in 10 weeks. It's like nonsense. And they even, if you saw the team up episodes, like they had that in Flash and immediately were like, never mind, I'll tell you. And then on Arrow, it's like, why didn't you tell me your secret?
Yeah.
Why?
Although I would
Time
argue
travel.
the Flash tells too many people
Yeah.
who
He does.
is.
He does. It's
I don't want to
great.
put you in trouble, but it's me.
Yeah,
They're like,
a lot
what?
of
He's like,
people
I
seem to
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
All right, guys. Well, that's been lightning round again. Thank you so much for sending us your questions. You can do that on Twitter, on the YouTube comments, or hell, on any of our Instagrams. Why
Just
not?
use that
Use that
hashtag.
hashtag Unpopular Kids. But yeah, let's get into the girth of this episode.
Yeah, that
the,
noise.
The dip to black. As you sit down in a
A new
dark
segment,
theater,
Dip to
and
Black.
then the tease of a new movie coming out, and all of a sudden you see a trailer, and it's told you the entire movie.
Yeah. Which is a thing now.
Yeah, trailers. The subject is trailers are ruining movies. What are they doing wrong? What are they doing right? Who's doing it best? Who's doing it worse? And this week, I think is a great week to talk about it because in the last 2 weeks, we've had like all of the big trailers.
Yeah.
We've had, there was the Star Wars one, which I believe all 5 of us have not seen anything but the first trailer.
I've seen a couple of the Star Wars trailers.
Sean.
So you're a traitor.
Here's what happens. Kylo Ren is 2 Skywalkers in a trench coat.
Then BB-8 is 6 Ewoks in a trench coat.
Business stuff.
So the majority of us, the cooler ones, haven't seen any Star Wars trailers, and it's ironic because apparently like that's the one that's not giving anything away. That's leaving a lot of questions. Whereas last week we had Batman v Superman, or what I like to call the movie, came out last week.
Yeah, I can't wait till the extended version comes out in theaters.
Yeah.
See 6 minutes of
Director's
additional
cut.
footage.
Yeah, I think it's just marketing strategies, and it seems like I would want to say that Disney has got their shit together, but that was with the Civil War trailer, and that was with the initial Star Wars trailer. But and this is usually how it goes. They'll do the initial marketing push, right? The studios will control the initial trailer and sometimes the international trailer, and then when it goes to TV spots, it's like fair game.
All bets are off.
Whatever you want, man. Trailer houses, you could use, whatever, sure. Chewbacca's a woman in the third act? Yeah, put that in the trailer. Like,
It's also, though, a matter of whether or not you trust the audience to get what the movie's about at its core. And for some cases, they don't. Marvel was guilty of that, too, with Ant-Man. They spoiled one of the best moments in that scene,
Yes.
spoiler alert, where Falcon and Ant-Man fight. They put
100%.
that in a trailer before it released. That would have been the best moment to see in the theater.
I
And the
even feel like...
trailer-
Go ahead.
The trailer that they used for that had featured dialogue that actually wasn't even in the movie. It was
Like, I'm the Falcon.
Yeah, there was like parts they cut out for the trailer that weren't actually part of it. It was such a weird move.
Yeah.
Well, they did that for episode 1, where you think that Darth Maul's this character that has like this cool monologue.
I
and then
will
it was
live
taken out.
forever.
And that was taken out all
Sure
the
do
way.
hate mechanical spider legs. I hope they don't put those on me in the comics. But I mean, again, I think that's another example. That was like trailer 3 for Ant-Man when they leaked the Falcon stuff.
It had already been released in theaters.
Yeah,
by that point.
but I feel like even that initial trailer kind of messed up tonally because they showed, I feel like, one of the best jokes in the whole movie, which was the Thomas the Tank Engine
Yeah.
joke.
Oh, if
Yeah,
they'd saved
yeah.
that.
I
If
didn't
they'd
wanna
saved
see
it-
that.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
It's like they're doing the opposite of what trailers are supposed to do now, which is supposed to get you excited for a movie. We're now avoiding the trailers because we want to see the damn movie.
Which, as normally the pattern is for trailers, is you will get your 3 trailers. The first one being the teaser trailer, which, depending on the movie, could be 2 minutes long for a teaser or 30 seconds. Then you have one trailer, which if they stop there is great. Because, like, for example, the Civil War trailer, I think showed enough to get me excited, but has me asking a lot of questions.
Well, they did it right.
Yeah, but the next Civil War trailer, I'm just assuming I'll see that one, and that
gonna
one
have
will probably
Doomsday
show
in
too
it.
Just
much.
one unbroken minute of Cap and Iron Man kissing.
I thought I was your friend. You still are.
You're more than a friend.
Don't tell Bucky.
And then you wind up in the pattern. You get the third trailer, which just tries to get everyone else
It's usually the
involved and
international
shows too
trailer.
much.
Usually it's 2 domestic trailers and an international trailer.
Yeah.
And sometimes they do the tease, but then they sometimes screw it up. Like this week on Wednesday, a 10-second tease of the Ninja Turtles 2 trailer hit, and they're like, tomorrow it's coming, and here's 10 seconds. And then an hour later, the full trailer
Well, they did.
comes
Yeah,
out.
they did like a sneak peek, and it was leaked within 2 hours.
It's like, oh well, sorry.
Which, by the way, was awesome.
We'll get
Let's
there.
talk about-
We'll get there because we want to try to fix that. But I mean, I think let's take a look. We have the Force Awakens trailer that no one has seen that spoils the end of the movie. Let's just take a look at that.
no,
Why
no,
don't we
no,
roll
no,
that?
no, don't-
He's
no,
joking.
no.
Yeah, let's just
lying.
roll it. Let's just roll it.
This is the first one, right?
This is the one that came
You'll
out. this
find
week.
out. No spoilers.
Malik will never be our friend again if this is
Nicole will never be your friend again.
Nicole too.
He'll come back.
You have
I'm
pizza.
more than positive. It's not the trailer.
Stardate 26.
Okay, so yeah, this is the first one.
It was like vague.
Is that
vague.
Jakku? Oh,
So we
it's
get like an
beautiful.
original
Tatooine.
theme.
Yeah, and
I
then
don't
this is where the
know.
Beastie Boys
That
play.
scene is DLC.
It is. This is where the Beastie Boys play, and this is where young Anakin
So
is
just-
riding in this car.
This opening shot, fantastic.
Yeah.
The force is strong in my
His voice
family.
was just, I don't know.
Definitely not the Joker.
Yeah.
Are you sure this is the trailer we all saw?
This is where Jar
I
Jar.
swear
blah, blah, blah,
you showed me a trailer. I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
My father has it.
This is the first one.
Now, I will bet money this dialogue is
I
not
have
in the
it.
movie.
No, I think this dialogue happened in Return,
My
actually.
sister has it.
If I'm not mistaken. He
Okay.
mentions that.
Oh,
like-
he's talking to Leia.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
have
you
that
have that
power
power
too.
Yeah.
Oh my god, is
I got
Leia gonna get a
goosebumps.
lightsaber? I'm gonna
Yeah,
die.
I got goosebumps right now.
Yeah.
God, I can't. 1 week. 1 I'm just not coming to work next week. That DLC in Battlefront.
Chewie.
And that's when I started crying.
Yeah.
That's when I started crying.
Like that right there is a perfect.
Exactly,
Right.
and
It
that's.
could have stopped.
It
It
sh-
could have. I mean,
But you
obviously
needed
it
that. You needed that
won't.
money shot.
It
You needed the
shows
we're
you-
home money shot.
It shows you just enough because everyone was curious. What are the legacy casts going to look like? What
Yeah.
are they going to sound like? But then you see that, and it's instantly so reassuring.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
It like assuages all those fears, shows you so many cool moments, and gives you just enough without like giving you any real plot points.
Yeah, no, it plays. What are you doing?
You're moving the fist between the two.
Yeah.
It's a better shot.
No, I mean,
Wow. All
It looks like
right.
I'm wearing it.
yeah.
I mean, what happens is it feels like it just does enough, but they didn't stop there because they
This
have.
was a year ago.
This was 4 months ago.
This was at Star
No,
Wars Celebration is
that
when
was
it first
way
came
more
out.
than 4 months ago.
It was, yeah. That was back in April or
4
April.
months ago
yeah.
would have been the more recent trailer.
Yeah, this was the first. This is one of
That
the
was
Star Wars.
one of the
This was
first-
the
first
second
ones.
official trailer.
That was the second we
first
just
one
watched.
came out. That's the one where John Boyega pops up into the
That's
frame.
yeah, something
Right.
has
The
awakened.
second trailer
That was
they
the
released
teaser
this
trailer.
at
That's the
they
first
released
trailer.
this one at Star Wars Celebration.
Right.
And I wish I could have been in that arena because it was
yeah.
just like it must have been
Erupted.
incredible.
Just people just
just
crying.
seeing it around like so many Star Wars superfans. I watched it on my phone on the convention floor, and I just like needed to take a moment. I just walked into the corner, and that never happens
Yeah.
to me. I was just like,
in a ball, just rocking
I was just like,
back
that
and
was wonderful. That's why you get excited to go to the movies.
Exactly.
And that's rare, though. I mean, most movies that even if I'm super excited for, I don't cry. Like,
Yeah. Did you
just
cry?
During
Okay.
I got like teary-eyed, and I still get goosebumps. Like, this is an emotional thing.
This
Most
also
movies
has
don't get
that like nostalgic connection that a lot of franchises don't.
right, and it's a nostalgia that never stopped. Like I never stopped watching Star Wars.
I look forward every year to whatever the new superhero movies is. When it's a week before, I'm like, I can't wait to see Civil War. But like this one, like has me on such an emotional level, like it's a part of my life. And the fact that they aren't ruining anything is just JJ.
Yet,
Yes.
that's the problem because we have this trailer that shows when Darth Sidious comes
Stop
back.
that.
All
No,
You mean Jar Jar?
Well, so we just saw a trailer that did it right. Now let's go ahead and take a look at a trailer that we think did it wrong. We're gonna do the Batman v Superman trailer, but let's drop the volume just a little bit more on this.
Yeah, I think Batman and Superman is one that did it wrong, and we can take a
and
look.
first of all, this is like what, the 37th trailer?
No,
Is it?
this is the
This is-
second.
Second.
Oh my God, we
Yep.
know so much already.
Hi, I'm a journalist.
Who dat?
You must be new. That is.
Is that guy that works at Fashionable Mail?
Yeah.
GQ actually.
Look at his
It's a Mallrats
complexion.
reference, you
Now-
adult.
This guy's quite suave.
All of this is good. It's a trailer where they're showing like a scene to start things off. That's not
But
bad.
this is what they needed.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
if this moment is disingenuous, you
Right,
need
and that's
Superman
smart.
being Batman. He
Yes.
should just
Yeah.
V him.
They're just
You
being.
don't need the last 30 seconds
We
of the
don't need
trailer.
the dawn of justice.
Right, I don't care about justice.
We can just skip to justice.
Hypocritical.
But also, like, what a hypocrite. Like,
Yeah.
Clark Kent, Superman, you do all this stuff that's vigilantism.
About an alien. You could
I
burn
do
the
Like, is she
Affleck's
gonna file the
way.
proper paperwork
Go
after
for it.
this?
Stop watching
Probably
this.
not.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think he does vigilantism. He's sort of acknowledged by the government.
He's godlike.
All of this is good up
Yeah.
to right.
No, not yet.
Right.
Oh, you really? You mean Max,
Now.
Max Landis?
Lex Landis.
Lex Landis?
I love it.
So-
I love bringing people together.
Is
Don't
this
forget,
like-
America Ultra, downloadable now on Amazon
But, like,
Video.
is this like the Bane thing where they made his voice ridiculous
No.
on purpose?
I think it's they want Gene Hackman again.
Everyone always wants Gene Hackman. Everyone is trying to do
Yeah.
the song and dancey Lex
Power can
Luthor.
be innocent.
I'm so mad at the nightmare sequence and people playing it off like it's real. Like it's very clearly
Which
Batman.
If they just went whole hog and introduced parademons
I know, right? Like
immediately.
Suicide.
All right.
And there's
The greatest gladiator match in the
Now
history
this
of the world.
is good.
yeah, this is all fine.
exactly
Yeah.
there's cool moments,
Yeah.
but then they push it one step too far every time.
You're psychotic.
this nonsense. I don't care about this.
Too big for little minds.
Yeah, he's just like a child who plays with toys. It's like a Twilight Zone episode where like the humans become
We
toys.
gotta hear Batman talking there.
If I wanted it, you'd be dead already.
I like how he rips off his eye makeup.
All right, that's
He
where
works so hard that his eye makeup.
From
This
here
is
on
where,
out,
this is
bad.
where, like, come on.
It's like, wait.
Wait,
the
I mean,
next
this is
minute
what we
is
knew
unnecessary.
this. We knew all this.
For those listening on SoundCloud, this is where they show Doomsday.
Well, it hasn't confirmed it's Doomsday, right?
Yeah, we haven't
But
confirmed
I
it.
mean, we know it is.
No, that's Michelangelo.
Yeah, he looks like the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Like the fifth one. The fifth one is actually female.
Venus.
I like how in all this time, Batman got out of his car, got his gun. It's like, then he's there.
She
Like,
with you.
it's just also
She don't need to be with anybody.
the geography bothers
She can
me
be
too.
on her own.
She'd be on her own. Like, we didn't just see them getting together.
Although I might be alone in this. I actually like the Batman voice.
I do too.
No, I love
think
the
it's great.
voice. I think
love
that
the
they
voice, too.
took a note from Arrow, and they're like, why does he have to be all grovelly? Just
Yeah.
give him some
He's
bass.
just modulating
He's
it as
all about
well,
that
like-
bass.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was a lot more excited when I saw the teaser before the trailer.
Right,
I
right.
thought that was just enough to tease, and then the trailer's
This,
just like
this
everything.
we've said it a few times now, but this could have been the best or a great trailer had they stopped right before wheeling in, not Grodd.
Zod?
Zod.
Doomsday?
Zod.
Gorilla Zod.
yeah,
Gorilla Zod.
Zombie Zod.
Like, it's just like we don't
Gorilla
need to know
from Arrow,
the rest
no
of the
Flash.
premise. We know Batman v Superman. Their verses, if obviously we can
V.
figure it
V,
out
not
that
versus.
they're going to be friends as they are. But
Unless
just
Superman dies.
let us think. Let us think that. Let
But
us think
here's
that
the
they're
issue: is
fighting
that
and
I
don't
feel
show us
like
more.
it was a conscious effort to do that because and this has been the conversation since they announced the release dates. Is the main drive of the Civil War marketing campaign is Captain America versus Iron Man.
Right.
So they probably want to be a little different and go, we're not going to do Superman versus Batman. We know it's the title. We already printed the posters. We can't change that. But it's actually the dawn of the Trinity, the Holy Trinity,
they
right?
fight because they need to learn that they can trust each other.
Right.
It's I understand. It's one of those things where like you need both parts, but save some of that for the theater.
I just don't think they know
And
how.
isn't it months away?
It's in March.
Yeah, March.
March 25th,
So it's
2016. So
4
only a
months.
couple months away.
So if this was the last trailer,
That's probably going to be they can't possibly
It's-
release more
You'll
information
get
after
TV spots.
this.
You know,
You'll get
part of the thing that ever since they announced their release slates through 2020, all the mystery and wonder from these movies is largely gone. Used to be like, what are they going to announce next as part of this slate? That was part of the fun
right.
of being
like, what
a
if you
superhero
didn't know
movie
there was
fan.
going to be a Justice League movie, a Wonder Woman movie, and all of a sudden, like, there's an explosion, and boom, there's Wonder
But
Woman.
everybody's guilty of that, including Star Wars.
Yes.
We know
Yeah.
every Star Wars movie for the next 10 years.
Of course.
I mean, that's how stock prices. Like
Yeah.
that's to blame. Wall
Right.
Street.
I know.
We need to occupy movie theaters,
Yeah.
guys. But I mean, that's the problem is that I feel like a lot of it is just this game with the hands on the bat for all these studios. And that's, I hate to say, I lived in the comic book industry in the 90s when that's what it was, when it was Marvel and DC, before Disney came along.
Polybags.
Yeah, exactly. And it was literally, I mean, it was,
And
hey, 10 years from now, we'll have amalgam movies. Who knows?
We will, because the Justice
Dark
movies,
Claw.
I love it. Yeah,
the Justice
JLX.
League movies will fail, and then Disney will come in, buy Warner Brothers, and then we'll have.
Well, here's the real
crossovers.
question. How much do we think Dawn of Justice is going to make?
It'll be a
I think
profit,
it's going to do.
and it's gonna merchandising.
But
It's
how
gonna do
much
well
did it
there.
cost?
Well, opening weekend box office.
opening
Let's
weekend
talk.
box office. I will say 200 mil.
160?
It's
Okay.
gonna make a lot. I'm gonna go see it opening weekend.
So, sure am
we're
I.
all
And
gonna
sure am
see
I.
it.
Another thing,
Sure.
I feel like
I'd be
we've-
like that too.
I feel like we know a lot of what's going to happen in the movie. We know the movie pretty much, but
Yeah.
that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be bad. I don't
Right.
think.
Just because we know the story doesn't mean it's not gonna be an interesting story.
It's not about the destination. It's about the journey.
It is. And it's also like
The point of the
movies
journey
are,
is not to arrive.
Yes.
Movies
come.
are
That one's rough.
experiences, and trailers ruining part of the experience isn't a new thing. Going back to Phantom Menace, I remember seeing in the movie trailer, the first trailer, first trailer, they had Darth Maul and they showed the second lightsaber or the second blade. I
The
wish
butt blade, as they call it.
the butt blade.
It's canon.
I wish so badly that as a child I didn't see that in a trailer. I would have gone to the movie theater. The doors would have opened. There's Darth Maul in his robes, and then everyone leaves, and then all of a sudden, boom! I got a lightsaber. Oh man, you're going against two Jedi. Who cares? Second
But
lightsaber.
I honestly, and this is the argument we had before we started shooting today, is that I almost got spoiled with a moment in a Star Wars TV spot. Right, I had that moment of weakness where I'm on my phone and I'm like, maybe I just click on it. It's like 30 seconds. I can't ruin
What could
anything.
go wrong?
But then there's then I had to turn it off because then there's the argument of like, yes, I want to experience it in the theaters, but also it's going to be, literally every scene is going to be that.
And J.J. Abrams has said that from all the advertising so far, we've seen nothing.
Which is great.
The thing is, I understand from your perspective as a fan, I don't want to see that in advance, but not everyone is like us. They need to hit that lowest common denominator. Not everyone's a Star Wars fan. They need that money shot of Darth Maul holding the double-bladed lightsaber.
Also, the toy came out before
don't say
the movie.
what it is. Don't say
Well,
what
no,
it is.
the Darth Maul toy came out before the movie.
No Force Awakens toys. I went to Disneyland and I avoided Tomorrowland.
Smart.
There's footage on Star Tours.
Yeah. I was Christmas shopping
There's new
at
footage
Target.
already?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
I know, I'm not going on it.
I was Christmas shopping at Target, and I was looking at some stuff, and I won't say what it was that I picked up. No spoilers, but I did see something on the back of the figure, and I was so mad.
But also with spider legs.
Yeah.
So mad that what could be a small
Don't
thing.
say
Just what could have been a small thing. I just I
it
would have
Legos?
preferred to find out. And
BB-8 has big, beefy arms.
They just walk around.
Oh, that's awful.
But it's funny that this time around, Star Wars really isn't spoiling anything, or they aren't spoiling anything in the trailers.
We hope.
Or on the action figures for the better part of it. Because in
first scene.
Again, episode 1, if you bought the soundtrack that came out 2 weeks before the movie, one of the tracks was called The Death of Qui-Gon. Or no, Qui-Gon's Noble Funeral or something.
Yeah. On the soundtrack.
On the soundtrack.
Which I listened the hell out of that.
They should have called it Goodbye Gon.
Yeah.
Let Qui-Gon speak out.
Well, do we have any more trailers?
Captain America, we didn't really talk about.
We haven't talked about
much.
Civil War, but Civil War, I feel like that's another one that did it right. Not as good as Star Wars.
I don't think so.
Why?
Really?
Because I know too much already. I didn't want to, and also I think it's not only do I know too much about the Iron Man fight. I didn't know that Iron Man and Captain America were going to fight. I knew about the division, but I thought that was going to have to do with the superhero registration and stuff like that.
But that's the problem with all these movies. Even the Doomsday moment is all these movies have to do broad strokes. It's like, hey, remember this one thing? Well, we're going to call it that, but it's not that at all.
But I felt like this trailer, and maybe this is the direction Captain America is going in, but I felt like this trailer portrayed him as someone who isn't Captain America. He didn't listen to anybody. He's going against the government. He's going against reason and logic.
Captain ISIS, am I right?
I felt like he kind of did that on 2, though. I felt like he was doing that in 2.
Yeah.
But he was at least
established
noble.
He's protecting an established terrorist. Bucky was brainwashed, and Bucky was not necessarily responsible for his actions, but he still killed a lot of people.
It's true.
It's really reckless to be like, you can't have him, and that's just that. And maybe I'm sure there's more to it than
but
that.
It's definitely going to be more nuanced than that.
That's the whole story,
I kind
guys.
of want to see this.
They had to show a lot, I think, in that trailer, or at least show more and show what the story was about, only because between the source material and what's happening in the cinematic universe, even us nerds, we don't know.
But the way
we don't know
Avengers
what
2 left the story, Iron Man was the bad guy. The way when Avengers 2 stopped and we crisis averted, this moment in the Avengers universe that we'll never mention again about a flying island is done. But that happened because Tony Stark is a jerk and he's self-centered and he doesn't communicate and he thinks he's better than everybody else. And I feel like they need to establish that in these trailers more.
But it feels like this trailer showed that Cap
Captain
was
America,
that.
and I don't
the
like
other
that.
way.
See, they needed that one scene where Tony's like, "Why are you doing this?" It's like, "I learned it by watching you."
Yeah, because Tony made some real douchebag moves.
And I think that's why he is now on the side of the government. He's sort of learned from his missteps.
Yeah.
He's taking accountability for his own actions, and Cap is increasingly a man out of time.
And
at
this is
odds
why I
with
like the
how
Civil War
things are
trailer.
going.
It's us having this conversation. It's like we are trying to piece it in. It's not given to us. It's not like here's the main story. It's like us. We have to figure it out. We have to talk about it.
They kind of are. I mean, they gave you. They're like, Cap found Bucky. Right, here are the facts. Cap found Bucky. Bucky's a terrorist because he blew it up.
Yep.
Cap's protecting Bucky. Government wants repercussions due to the fact that they blew up an island in Wakanda or in what do you call it?
Simcovia.
Jakku.
They blew up a Star Destroyer on Jakku.
The worlds, and now Tony and Cap are fighting. I feel like that's enough to get.
Wasn't that the after credit scene for Ant-Man?
Yes,
Yes.
literally that.
So we
scene.
kind of already knew that.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I also feel like that
found it.
a lot of these. The problem is they're not. movies aren't as infallible as they used to be. I feel like a lot of these, they're kind of figuring it out as they go with a lot of stuff. I mean, especially, or maybe it's because the existence of the internet, we all know too much.
Oh yeah, that we've been scrutinizing overhead photos of Star Wars since the production
Exactly,
started.
exactly. Or the fact that the Russo brothers have actually said that there was moments in Cap 2 that they removed because they were worried that the Screen Junkies guys were going to call them out in an honest trailer. I mean, the fact that that art is tweaking based on us nerds debating this stuff on the internet. That's what's a little bothersome,
So
right?
we're the problem.
Yeah. we
are
need to
the
just
problem.
stop.
Shoot, stop
Our
watching our show,
moms
guys.
just need to see these movies and not us. But that's the problem is I feel like a lot of these movies are just, you can tell that I feel like they threw that scene at the end of Ant-Man because they were worried about Ant-Man.
Right.
They're like, we got to give him something. I don't
Something,
think Anthony
yeah.
Mackie's enough to keep people in. So like stuff like
is.
that. Sure, but that's also ruining the trailer.
Well, so those are the 3 movies. Before we run out of time, I do want to talk about Ninja Turtles that did come out this week.
Yes.
We're going to try to make that work too.
Yeah, so there's Ninja Turtles is coming back. Michael Bay, they have their new trailer. You saw it. Now, let's start off with your opinion. You said that you like it. Let's start with that.
I like it. Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you're a Ninja Turtles fan, it gave you everything you wanted. Bebop and Rocksteady, they've never been in the movie.
They looked amazing.
They looked amazing.
So
Well,
good.
they
Better
look
than
like
the
bad
Turtles.
CGI, but good.
But
No,
they look
they
great.
look-
Design-wise,
I
they
like
look
the way
good.
they looked a lot.
I mean, there's a lot of CGI.
My
in there.
question is, and I've heard like art
wasn't a real
directors
rhino.
talk, like people who have worked on the set and on a lot of like the character design, be like, wait till you see Bebop and Rocksteady, they nailed it. And I'm like, it's a warthog with a mohawk and a rhino,
yeah.
who are they're bipedal. How do you fuck that up? Like it's really
Look
hard
at the
to do that.
turtles.
It's better than Toka and Razor, which is what we got in the
True,
old movie.
Yeah.
that's true.
You know, like we're actually
They have a
getting
place
the
in my
kid.
heart, though.
They do. They have, you know, small.
Mama.
But we've been wanting Bebop and Rocksteady forever, and we finally got them.
That's
so to
true.
Me,
We
that's
finally
great.
got him. I think that's good.
Maybe
Honestly,
this will be their origin story.
I think it is.
It is.
It is.
Because we
Ba-
saw them as
Baxter
people.
Stockman is going to be the one who mutates
Played by
them.
Tyler Perry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I think in the credits he's
What?
referred to as Blackster Stockman. That's a FLitZ joke.
Good afternoon, Turtles.
Good afternoon.
When they showed him briefly, Baxter, I was like, is that Neil deGrasse Tyson? No.
Well, we have the trailer. We could.
Let's
Let's
take
take
it
it
up.
up.
Let's break this one
There's
down.
so many good moments in there.
It looked ridiculous.
So good though.
But like, no, not in a bad way.
No, of
just
course.
Just
And-
in the most extreme way.
As ridiculous as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles should
Sure,
look.
right, yeah.
I mean, you know, there's some great.
Aren't they
looking-
like in their 20s by now?
Oscar nominee
Yes.
Laura Linney.
What's coming out the sky? I have my theories.
The Chitauri.
That's the Technodrome.
Yeah, it's
100%
Technodrome.
the
That's what
Technodrome.
they-
I'm
they're
also
going
really
80
sick of
show.
shit happening directly above a giant building and lightning and clouds coming from. I mean,
And like a truck. Like Michael Bay
With the-
had like
with-
some
Yeah,
leftover.
Turtle
That
like,
reads Tartuga.
This is the first time we've seen this in the
get
movie.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we got it. The turtle van at the end.
The
of
turtle
first
van
movie.
with the
That's
yeah,
right,
but
that's
this,
right,
this
you're
is an
right.
upgraded turtle van.
it's like all that
With
we've
extra
seen so
buttons.
far is Michael Bay.
And
yeah,
here comes the
it
song.
could be
But-
Transformers at this point.
And Michael Bay, I will say, is only the producer. We need to keep that
That's
in
true.
mind.
No, it's true. But I feel like he has a very heavy.
Oh, I'm sure.
They put his name on there because
You know what I don't like? Their mouths. Their mouths
Just like
aren't
how
right.
Optimus
They put
Prime
his
has
name
lips.
Yeah.
They put his
Sure.
name on it because honestly, we talk shit about the Transformers movies, but those movies made an uncanny amount of money.
Oh, yeah.
So there's obviously a huge audience
Also
that
teeth.
respects and
The
loves
Foot
what he did.
Soldiers, Foot Clan, they now look like ninjas.
Yep.
That's great.
still don't know what April O'Neil's.
Yeah, but Casey Jones looks rad.
You mean Arrow Jones?
Arrow Jones looks rad.
Knuckle Puck.
I kind of there's a great meme online right now where she goes, "What's your name?" He's like, "No." She's like, "Do it." She's like, "Do it." He's like, "My name is Oliver Queen." 5 years ago, I was stranded on an island.
I like the Shredder's a human.
Yeah, Brian T.
And
He's
now-
newly cast as Shredder, and that's
Right.
Rai's daughter.
Way better than the whole bunch of kitchen utensils he was before.
Yeah.
Well, maybe this is how they fix it. You know, I mean, they look
They look
great,
so good.
but they look how they should look.
Exactly.
Why isn't he wearing a laptop?
Although Amazing Spider-Man 2. Take note. This later on we'll see. This is what a rhino in a tank should look like.
Yeah.
So why does she dress like Britney Spears from 1991?
Yeah.
Michael Bay.
Sex
that
appeal.
one is Michael Bay.
That's a Michael.
100%.
With the turtles.
Will Arnett's womanizing characters back. Burn.
That's great. That's a great shot.
Rafting's fun for the whole family.
It's rafting.
Yeah, see, if this had been that Hobbit barrel scene, I would have liked that movie so much more.
Yeah, it would have been fine that it was 45 minutes.
So watching this trailer the second time, I like it a lot more than I did the first time.
Yeah.
It was a lot
It's
to
more
take
fun
in.
with friends.
Oh, it's
Yes,
frenetic.
it's always more fun with friends. My problem with this was Casey
crying.
Jones.
Really?
No, I loved it.
Because
He's
he
a little
was
old to be
he
Casey
was
Jones.
he was Stephen Amell. He was a happy Canadian who can play hockey really, really well. He wasn't
Casey
like this.
Jones.
How he was cast?
No, Casey Jones is like this
Yeah,
New
you got it.
Yorker who's you're in my city. I don't like
You're
that you're messing things up right
cocky.
now. Like he's
He needs
just
to be
smiling.
a young Andrew Dice Clay.
Like look at me, I'm pretty Amell.
just
The
him
thing
now.
is, okay, the problem is in the 80s, the concept of like, hey, New Yorker, I'm going to throw a mask on and hit a bunch of bad knuckleheads in the head.
I'm fighting crime over here.
That played a bit better, but
Yeah.
since Giuliani cleaned everything up, it's now not realistic. So what you have
Yeah.
to do is you have to synonymize what a modern kid audience would think of as a vigilante. Why not just go to a vigilante? And they're like, oh, yeah, we'll just get Arrow.
Just get a hipster
but
dad
the-
from Park
Good
Slope.
The irony
April
was not
O'Neil
lost
even
on
a
me that
journalist
the
still?
Canadian was really good with that hockey stick. So
That's where you went? That's such a weird place to go.
it was my first go-to.
You're such a...
Canadians like hockey.
Legally, they have to.
It could have been a curling stick, but then it would just wouldn't
would've
have
been a
the same.
broom.
Yeah.
So
Calling me the janitor.
I like where this is going.
I'm cleaning this city up.
I do admit I'm excited for this movie. I think I may like it more than I liked the first one. But there was a lot of stuff in the first one that I hated that wasn't in the trailer. So hopefully that doesn't happen again.
There's a lot of the first movie that was not bad. I think I even tweeted, like, if you remove a lot of the first movie, it's a good, solid film.
Yeah.
This one
Okay.
feels like it's putting the emphasis on the Ninja Turtles rather than April O'Neil, which
Good.
I think is
Right.
a
Yes.
smart move. Like
Sure.
I
Well-
like April O'Neil, but I don't think it was strong enough to launch that franchise.
With
it.
that said,
Yeah.
we have Ninja Turtle on the mind. I really do want to go to our next segment, which is Make It Work. Matt Rob really likes the music, so he just keeps.
I dig it,
Now we're
man.
about to watch Drive.
So what I want to do is
Play Blood Dragon.
there was a lot of complaints about the first one, but we are getting a second one, and you know what? We'll probably get a third and a fourth one. Each one of us, I want us to pitch how to make TMNT work. Let's start with you,
Dan?
All right, here's what you have to do. You need to lean into the crazy cartoon nature of it wholeheartedly. You need to harken back to the comics and the old animated series. And the way you do this is, but you can still modernize it. What you need to do, make this their Empire Strikes Back. Give it a dark ending. We see those alien ships interlocking. I think that's going to be the Technodrome. I think this means that we're going to finally see Dimension X because we saw the mutagen in the TCRI canister. I think that means it is alien in origin or other dimensional. If they sort of set things up with the city like on the run, the turtles beaten back, sort of licking their wounds, I think that would be awesome. That would get me excited to see a third movie as well. And then if we already have a mutated rhino, a mutated warthog, who cares if we have a weird little brain and like a gigantic Hodor bodysuit? Like that
But it
would
has to be played by Hodor.
Exactly, like it would be awesome. Like I think if they just are willing to go along with the over-the-top nature of it while still trying
seems like the
to
direction they're
use
going, yeah.
a sensible dramatic structure, that's what you got to do. Krang, Dimension X, that's how you save
That's how
it.
you do it. All right, so bring back the Saturday morning cartoon. Malik, what do you got for us?
I'm all for them throwing the monkey wrench in things. I know this character is not really a part of the show that people know and love, but I would like them to throw her in there because I feel like this movie, a lot of kids are going to see it, and there's going to be a lot of little girls who would like some
Okay.
representation of some
Okay.
sort in there.
I
They've
see where
got
you're going.
Megan Fox in a schoolgirl outfit. I think
Yeah,
that's
you know
enough.
that's perfect, right?
I'm
No,
a schoolgirl.
Are you
This is my
hinting that
movie.
you want
Venus de
Milo?
Milo. Yes,
All
I
right.
would put Venus in there. I think
Interesting.
right, putting Venus in there, just
The
finding an
turtleette.
organic.
I
way
honestly,
to-
when you
No,
first
just
started
the
talking about a
turtle.
character people didn't really know
Just
about, I
the
thought you were
turtle.
talking
She's a pink
about the
bow.
rabbit, the
Oh, yeah,
crossover.
yeah.
What was his name? The samurai
Yoba
rabbit.
Goya.
Usagi Yojimbo.
That one. There you go.
Yoba Goya.
Yoba Goya.
No, no, no.
Yoba oh man.
And,
R.I.P.
I want to see Baxter Stockman turn into a fly. So
Yeah.
I think we'll get a tease of it in this
they
one.
have to make it happen.
I
That
hope
would be a
so.
good post-credit scene.
Also,
Like,
also we need another Go Ninja Go. But since there's no Vanilla Ice to do it,
Nicki Minaj.
I'd like
Nicki
to
Minaj,
I'd like to
perfect.
volunteer
Yeah.
Malik.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
Malik
too.
will do it.
why me?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Goosebumps rap.
Oh,
Just go with
Goosebumps,
it. Yeah,
Goosebumps,
Goosebumps rap.
You've already done one.
I already know one. Touche.
For myself, the biggest problem with the first movie was that they centered the audience's eyes was through April O'Neil, which it was her movie. It shouldn't be that case. What we should do is they had a moment of it in the first movie. It should be, I think, through the most outsider of the turtles is Raphael. Make him.
He's cool but rude.
He is. So make him the point of view for the audience, and maybe he's separated and he needs to get back to the turtles, or maybe through
So
him.
I'm sorry, you're talking about the TMNT CGI movie from like 10 years ago. That's that.
that had some positive things in it.
That had that.
It was
but
a
I-
great movie.
Raph does get the best moments. I remember there's one comic panel where he's literally punching Hitler in the face.
Yeah. Him and Cap
does.
just high five and a
So
bunch of Hitler.
I think if you just focus it on the Ninja Turtles, these other characters should just be side characters that intertwine here and there when needed. This movie shouldn't be the April O'Neil story, I hang out with Ninja Turtles. Make it just about the Ninja Turtles through the point of view of Raphael, and you got a winner. Also, other ninjas. We're at the sequel now. Hey, everyone knows who we are. I think they should have stayed in the shadows.
What are you, superheroes? We're just four brothers.
Yeah, I have my issues about the origin
Mark
story too.
Wahlberg,
But
favorite movie ever. That's us.
Nicole, how do you make the Ninja Turtles work?
Well, first of all, you guys basically just described the movie that's out now. Like all of you, you guys have like plots that you'd like it to see, but like you didn't really change it.
So Scooby-Doo ending.
So no, okay. So reboot, okay.
The
so
TV show?
No, we're
They're stuck in a computer
rebooting.
program.
We're rebooting the Ninja Turtles. Okay, so it's thousands of years ago in China. Okay, and
Ninja Turtles 3.
Turtles in Time.
yeah. So, but farther back than that. About around that time. Okay, so they're not actually turtles. They're monks who have developed this horrible mutating skin disease that have turned their skin into like rocks.
They're
And
super mutants.
And they're just like, they're really just like deformed. And they've been cast away, and they have to live alone. And the villagers call them the turtles. And then
With that voice,
they
too.
train and they pray and they like do like ninja
Karate.
monk stuff. And then they're forced to save China, and they're called
wrestler.
the Ninja Turtles.
From X-Pac.
And it's like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, but like Crouching Turtle, Hidden Turtle. And it's that style movie. Everyone's green and has weird skin,
So you
and
want
they
like
fight.
a wuxia, like high wire.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh huh.
That
Will
is
the
a
fans
bold
be upset?
choice.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Will the fans be upset that it's not the Ninja Turtles?
no, they will not. They will love it, and it'll make tons of money. Your move.
All right. Matt Raub, I expect this to be comical.
No, it won't be. I'm going to go, it's kind of an easy one, but I have to say, like, I feel like get away from CGI. I don't think it's
Cast
that.
real turtles.
Yeah, I think real turtles
Representation matters.
staple little masks on their
Get the
faces.
I like turtles, kid.
Yeah, that kid, he's great. No, I think you can. I honestly feel like the rubber suits, you could do a lot with rubber suits and only use CGI when you need to.
Go on Oprah with those.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I feel like it plays a lot better, and it's.
What a great reference for those who haven't seen that the Ninja Turtles on Oprah.
Coming out of our shells tour.
You need that song from that tour. the
Stepping Stones.
Splinter song, yes. But I feel like you could get away with not having so much CGI because the problem is, or if you do CGI, just do it a lot less. Because the problem with this trailer that I've seen is I know we throw Michael Bay's name around, but he's not necessarily the driving force, but he's absolutely the visual inspiration for this entire trailer. There's so much. Just if Transformers was just gears on gears nonsense, this was so much flesh on flesh nonsense. Like there's a scene with Rocksteady running into the turtles, and it just looks like blurry fleshy colors. Like that's all it was. Like just pull out of the Ninja Turtles and
I will
finish on their
always
shell.
Pull out of the Ninja Turtles now.
Yeah.
I will always be a fan of like physical special effects that you can see, like in the first Jurassic Park. Still looks amazing. It looked colorful and just CG.
And don't make them superheroes. I thought that was dumb.
We're just four brothers
Yeah, they're
who
just four
care
brothers.
about this city
Yeah.
and have an
Happen to be
addiction.
giant turtles.
Yeah, a little rat taught us how to use karate from a page-turning book that was
Yeah.
like 4 pages long. It's
We
all
just-
right.
I stress eat pizza.
Yeah. Don't question how our bodies can digest that.
It's
got-
actually killing us from the inside out.
And we're kind of sad.
I got a weird curly penis. But I think it's real turtles. It's a
right.
science
Turtle facts.
Yeah, but I really think like why have them like save the city and be like the focal points of these superheroes? Like don't do that. Also, shared universe of Transformers and Fast and the Furious.
That would be and G.I. Joe. Like,
Yeah.
I want all these Paramount franchises to start crossing over because right now there's a comic out there, DC Comics. I think it might be IDW. No, I think it's DC.
Batman Ninja
Batman Ninja Turtles
That's
teaming up.
DC.
James Tierney the Fourth wrote it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm about to download it tonight and start reading through it. I'm very
Are you
excited
not
for
a
that.
fan of the comic?
No, it sounds ridiculous.
It is, yeah,
Oh,
but
it is.
That's what's great
that's
about
the
it, though.
part- That's the thing, like, it's ridiculous, but it taps into that childlike wonderment and sense of fun, which is ostensibly
remember
why we started
fun?
reading
What-
comics in the first
What
place.
that comic does for us, though, is interesting because if you look at the origin of the Ninja Turtles by the creator's lore, it is the same ooze that helped Daredevil get his powers.
You mean blinded a child?
Yes, it blinded a child.
And also gave powers to Jessica Jones.
So, yes. So therefore, if Ninja Turtles and Marvel can cross like that, and then DC and Turtles can cross like that, then that means DC and Marvel are the shared universe as well.
Amalgam Comics 2019 confirmed.
Okay,
Boom.
wait, Dark Claw,
Boom.
Dark
Guys,
Claw.
that's been Unpopular Kids today. Thank you so much to our friends over at Nerdist. We have Malik and Dan here. Where can we find your stuff?
Nerdist.com.
Yep.
I'm on Twitter at Malik Forté.
And I'm at OsteoFerocious. You can also buy my books now, 100 Things Star Wars
right.
Fans Should Know and Do Before They Die, and 100 Things Avengers Fans Should Know and Do Before They Die on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever fine books are sold.
All of them are just
Buy
watch the
before you
TV
die.
spots.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, thank you so much. We love the Nerdist. Go check out their stuff. And thank you guys. We love you for watching. Adios.
Bye.
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 Bye.